A wonderful, beautiful morning to Jackie and everyone.
Good morning, Nadine. Isn't it a beautiful, crisp winter's morning out there?
That's exactly right.
And
Yes,
you know what? It's the beginning of December. We need to look at it as a new opportunity, even though we call it the silly season and it's manic and there's lots going on, and a lot of rushing for Christmas. But you know what? We've got to take time for ourselves too. We were just talking about that, take time still to breathe and to look at your thoughts and what's going on for you. Yeah. So important.
exactly. And I think it's really important at this time to ask yourself, how do you want to finish the year? And how do you want to set yourself up for the next? Because I don't know, I don't feel the rush and hustling around Christmas as I did other years.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just feel also there is less lightnings. Maybe they want to save energies in the city and stuff. So that's a like mindset. But anyways, so I think it's, to do it just a little bit different. Like, what do you really want?
Mm,
How do you really want to end this year, and how do you set self up for the next?
so true. So true.
And I think also today's chapter or section is very much fits very much in our current context, because the first sentence starts with many persons blame economic disturbances. And before we get into it, it's like, okay, this book was written in 1932, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So, like, the world goes round, the world goes round.
Amazing how you can see the trends coming back, and yet these sort of books are exactly what we need. We should take heed, look more into them, and really listen to the words. I mean, we know that whoever we read, whether it be Bob Proctor, whether it be Tony Robbins, whether it be Mel Robbins, whether it be Mo Gaudat, they all say the same thing. Just
Exactly.
terms, even Joe Dispenza being a scientist, and then they just all say the same things.
Exactly. And then also, since we're in an age of information overload, so just stick to the basics, just stick to the truth, and everything else, weigh out what it is. But like, it's a whole economy, the information economy. But the truth is very simple, very simple. But we're so busy running after the truth so that we don't even see it sometimes.
True,
But it's
true.
just there. It's
Yeah.
true. There is love, there is prosperity, and there is your focus. Where do you focus? Where do you put your focus on?
Mm, mm. So with that, I'm going to start reading on page 133. So many persons, as you said, blame their economic disturbances and heredity, prenatal influences. And that's a lot of times we turn to our parents and say it's their fault. I love what Louise Hay says, and it takes a lot to think about. I picked my parents. I chose who I wanted to be my parents. And when you start thinking that, you can't turn it and you can't blame them anymore. And it's such a beautiful concept to now, it's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to have a look at my thoughts and to change my decisions, my choices, what I want my to be.
Exactly. And what if you were sent by your ancestors to break a generational cycle? It has given, passed on DNA, it runs in our family. Yeah. The question, and as we started with this, what do you want? How do you want to set yourself up? And you always have the power to make new choices. So whatever you want to blame, look inside is like, okay, what can I do about it? Because I think every parent tries to do the best. Whether it's good or not is someone else to judge. But whatever doesn't resonate with you, it's on you to change. People like us are in our 40s, 50s, plus minus. And so we have a choice. We're not anymore, under 10 or teenagers where we just figure out how the world works. So we have a choice. And it's on us to make the decision of what are we going to carry forward, and what are we going to release.
Yeah. Hang on to that baggage or let it go. So true. All right. So where was I? 4 adverse and impoverished conditions in their life. Mr. A says that his parents, grandparents, and great grandparents have always been poor. Mr. B says that he was born during the pandemic of 93 and that he has never been able to overcome it. Mr. C says that his money making powers were definitely crippled during the Depression of 29. We all suffer more or less from the adverse influences and negative benefits of others, but there is no reason why any one of us should remain in these grooves of experience. If every man has immediate access, sorry, I lost that. Access to the source of supply in his consciousness, there is no reason why anyone should remain poor. So true with that. In metaphysical,
I think every second that we listen to the news, that we, spend some thought, thinking time on what's going on in the economy, those are the moments where you could actually invest on thinking about how prosperity feels and collect ideas how you create your economy.
So in metaphysical science, we change the unwanted condition by changing our attitude toward it and by changing our consciousness. We change the offering and troublesome patterns by a definite conviction that they can no longer operate through us, and by substituting better and more productive patterns. Thoughts of abundance will always reverse thoughts of limitation. The principle is that whatever sinks into your conscious mind will be outpictured in our experience. Thoughts of abundance act as a magnet to draw into our lives the rich blessings of God. It's quite amazing, Nadine. I was sitting at an award ceremony the other evening, and 2 things struck me. Number one, I got placed at a table with a woman who's now an HR executive in a firm here in Dublin. And when we got chatting, she said, where'd I been and whatever. And I said, I used to work for a company in Dubai, and they took me to Qatar. And she worked for the exact same company at the same time.
Oh, amazing.
I wonder how the universe has put us back together again. What is the lesson that we need to learn? And it was so amazing. All the people I knew at this company, she knows too. So I'm so absolutely delighted as to figure out, okay, universe, what's brought us back together again in a completely different country at a completely different time. And I'm talking 12 years later.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, exactly. And then one of the presenters was talking about her aims in life and, letting go and things like that. And it's exactly this principle: whatever sinks into our conscious mind or subconscious mind will be outpictured in our experience. And one of her quotes that she lives by is a Gandhi quote: "Be the change that you want to see."
Oh, yes.
And it has stuck with me since, when was that, Tuesday night or Wednesday night? And I keep thinking about it. And every time I come up with this, all right, I've got a decision to make here, or what am I going to do here? Be the change that you want to see comes into my head. And that's exactly what this is all about, What am I thinking? Am I limiting myself, or am I thinking big? Am I looking for opportunities? Am I looking for the prosperity? Am I looking for the abundance?
Exactly. And that's exactly how we started. Or are you blaming outside circumstances or people? Then just turn the wheel, flip the script, and take it back. So, okay, so what's my role? What are my thoughts? What can I do? And that's such a beautiful, that just rounds it up very perfectly.
Stunning, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we know what to do this week then.
So let me just repeat this last line. Thoughts of abundance act as a magnet to draw into our lives the rich blessings of God, the rich blessings of the universe, the rich blessings of your thoughts.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Jackie. That was a wonderful session today. And we'll be back same time, same place next week.
Beautiful.
Love you dearly. Have a fabulous week. Cheers.